All right, guys, what's going on? It's Mr. Summers here. I'm just wanted to refresh your guys' memories on box plots. Wanted to go over some information on that. I know we were having a little trouble with it, but I wanted to clarify that for you guys in this quick little PowerPoint. I have an example for you. Again, you can watch this video at home if you need to clarify anything or make sure if you have any confusion, you can pause it, rewind it, whatever you need to do. So we're talking about box plots. Before we get into it, let's just make sure, I just wanted to show this to you guys, make sure everybody came to class. Hopefully you guys aren't the ones who came without a pencil, but I thought you might find that funny, so just want to throw that in there. Now, you might have been wondering why I was showing you the NFL video at the beginning with players like great catches and amazing catches from different receivers around the league. What I wanted to talk about today was I have some numbers here, a data set, okay? It's the average salaries of 10 NFL players, okay? So we're just taking a look at what they made in a year. It's in millions. Now, I didn't put all the zeros on there because I didn't want to make it too confusing. We're just going to keep it simple. So we have 4, which means $4 million, 2 means $2 million, 3 means $3 million, and so on, okay? I wanted to keep it as simple as I could for you guys. Now, what we need to do is we need to take this data and we need to turn it into a box plot. So in order to do that, we have to do what to it first, all right? So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to give you guys a second to think about that. So what do I have to do to this data in order to make a box plot? All right, great. So hopefully we answered that. We have to arrange it from least to greatest, okay? So that's what I went ahead and already did that. That's really hasn't been much of a problem, but I wanted to hammer home that that's our first step in this process, okay? Now, this is a new program for me, so as you can see, data set's written a little funny. It's not exactly perfect, but I'm trying. So, all right, here we go, guys. Now, we want to look at 5 things that we need to find, okay? We have the minimum, maximum, median, lower quartile, and upper quartile, which you'll see off to the left here, okay, on our screen. Now, the data's already organized, so we can take a look here. Let's underline what we want in red, okay? So we'll underline the minimum, which is 1. I'm going to write that off to the side here, okay? So we have the minimum's 1. Maximum is 10, so those are pretty easy to find. And again, that means the lowest paid player in our data set made $1 million, so that's the minimum value. The highest paid player made $10 million, so that's the maximum value. Most players, the actual league average in the NFL is $1.9 million, so it's roughly $2 million. Just want to throw that out there. Now, you'll see that there's a couple numbers on the high end of this data, but we'll plot it and we'll take a look at that in a second. So now we need to find the median, and I liked what you guys were doing when you went ahead and found the median. So what you do is, again, the median is the middle of the road, as we were talking about with Route 130. It's the barrier that divides it. Okay, that's called the median. So we need to find the middle of our data set once it's arranged from least to greatest. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and cross off the numbers and work my way into the middle. All right, and we have 10 numbers here. Okay, so that's an even set of data. Now, that means we're going to end up with 2 numbers in the middle. These 2 I'm going to underline in green, okay? So we have 2 and 3. So to find the median there, we're going to have to add them and then divide them by 2, okay? So 2 plus 3 is 5, right? And then divided by 2 is 2.5, okay? So let's write that out to the side. We have 2.5 or 2.5, okay? Now, when we're going to find our lower quartile, again, the lower quartile is the median of everything beneath the median, okay? I know that sounds confusing, but that's what it is. So I want to ask you guys real quick, and I'm going to pause the video in a second. When we're finding the lower quartile, do I include the 2 that we've used for the median? So this 2 here that's underlined, okay, and I'm circling it with my mouse. Do I include that with the lower set of the data? So I'll pause it and let me know what you guys think. Awesome. So I'm hoping you guys said that, yes, we do include that with the lower half of the data, all right, when we're going to find the lower quartile. Now, I'm going to underline our lower quartile. Let's underline that in blue, okay? So we see that 1 is the middle of these 5 numbers, okay? The lower set of the data, 1 is the middle there. So let's write that out to the side. I'll write that in blue. Okay, so 1 is our lower quartile. We notice that the minimum and the lower quartile are both 1. Now, we need to find the upper quartile. That's the last thing we need to find. So we already established that when we're finding the upper or lower quartiles and we have 2 numbers in the middle that were our median, or that we use to find our median, we include those with the upper set of data and the lower set of data, okay? So the middle of this set, underline that in blue, is 4. So we have 2 numbers to the right of 4, 2 numbers to the left of 4. So we know that that's 4 is our upper quartile. All right, now we have everything we need to go ahead and make our box plot. So let's scroll down here and take a look. We have our number line set up. We have the minimum. I kind of want to keep that in our screen. There we go. Okay, so all we have to do is we have to just plot the dots on our screen. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Whoop. There we go. And let me make sure we're thick. There we go. Okay, so our minimum is 1. So we'll make a nice little dot over above the 1. Maximum is 10. Go ahead and make our dot over here. Right, our median is in green. Okay, so that's 2.5. Now we make our dot there in green, and our lower quartile is 1. Well, we already have a dot there, so we're not going to make another one. We're just going to leave that. We have our upper quartile is 4. So we make our dot, all right? Now we're going to go ahead and draw our box. Our box goes from the lower quartile, okay, or the minimum in this case, which is also the lower quartile. They're the same. So our box starts there, and it goes all the way up to our upper quartile. Okay, we finish out our box. All right, now the median, you just make a vertical line right through where our median dot was, okay, in our box. Now we just have to draw the whiskers. In this case, we only have 1 whisker. Okay, I'm trying to make that line as straight as possible. There we go. All right, so that's our box and our whisker in this data set, all right? What this tells us is, in this case, because we're missing the whisker over here, because our minimum and our lower quartile are both 1. So that is our lowest value. This tells us, since we're missing the whisker, which the whisker off to the left usually represents about 25% of the data. The box usually represents about 50% of the data. In this case, since we're missing the whisker, we can say that about 75% of the NFL players fall within our interquartile range, or this box, okay? Which means that they're making between 75% of the players are making between $1 and $4 million. Again, that's about 75% in our data set. So there we have it. That's our box plot. Pretty straightforward. Just wanted to clarify it, okay? Things to look out for. Again, when you have an even set of data, you include the numbers that you use to find the median in order to find the lower quartile and upper quartile. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be around to help you guys. Just want to summarize real quick, okay, as we do in class. Always reorganize the data from least to greatest. Find the 5 parts that we need to make the box plot, okay? They're right there: minimum, maximum, median, lower quartile, and upper quartile, okay? Next thing, plot the five parts that we found on the number line and draw a box from lower quartile to the upper quartile, draw a vertical line through our median, and we draw our whiskers. Pretty straightforward. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, you can access this video on YouTube at any time. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks again.